Hello everyone, Ian here again with a very quick update to a video I made last week outlining why you probably wouldn't be buying the new DJI Smart Controller launched at the Consumer Electronics Show last week. In that video I pointed out a few of the shortfalls as I saw them, including the price, the lack of compatibility with the Mavic Air, the original Pro, the Spark and any of the Phantom range. So a few people messaged me after that pointing out that the Phantom 4 Pro V2 does have OcuSync 2.0, so it's compatible as well. Unfortunately, I found out that's actually not the case. So as of today, confirmed by the admins on the DJI forum and also the DJI sales reps, it's definitely not compatible with the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0. Worse, it's also not compatible with the new Mavic Enterprise yet, despite that model being specifically mentioned and shown on the official launch promo video. So apparently there are plans for a firmware upgrade at some point in the future to enable at least the Mavic Enterprise and possibly the Phantom 4 Pro V2, but they don't have an indication of when that may be at the moment. Now I have to say I think this is a bit cheeky really, as when you see the DJI Store's main controller webpage has got the main text stating it will control the Mavic 2 or other aircraft equipped with OcuSync 2.0, which clearly isn't the case. And it's made all the worse by the connected footnote, which goes on to state the DJI Smart Controller is compatible with any DJI drone that uses OcuSync 2.0. It will also be compatible with the Mavic 2 Enterprise. So to any Phantom 4 Pro owners that are about to go out and buy this thinking it's compatible, you might want to wait until that firmware upgrade has happened. I also had confirmed this week that you cannot have multiple drones tethered to the Smart Controller at the same time, which to me is pretty staggering. Now I'm not talking about flying drones simultaneously, I'm talking about having different models tethered to the remote so that whenever you actually fire one up, the remote knows which one is actually being fired up and connects automatically. I have the Mavic 2 Pro, the original Mavic Pro and the Mavic Air. All of those will connect to the smartphone and the same DJI Go 4 app. So whenever I turn any one of those on, the Go 4 app automatically identifies which model it is that I have switched on, automatically connects and off I go. The same is not happening with the Smart Controller, which I just find unbelievable. How could they release such an expensive and supposedly intelligent Smart Controller and not enable it to be able to recognise more than one model at any one time? Made worse by the fact there's only two models that it actually works with at the moment anyway, the Zoom and the 2 Pro. And for anyone that's actually got both of those, you can only bind one at the same time, and if you want to swap drones, you'll have to unbind the first model and then specially tether the second model before you can then connect and go off and fly. That is not a Smart Controller, that is not convenience, and that is not very fast. Again, I don't know whether or not a firmware upgrade in the future will fix that, but as it stands at the moment, this thing is half-baked. It's only working with two models and it can't work with more than one model at any one time. What is so smart about it? I really do feel that manufacturers have an absolute duty to make sure that all relevant information is out there so that consumers can make an informed choice. If it's not working at the moment but is going to work very shortly, then great, but you've got to publicise that fact. You can't have misleading information on your main sales page saying it works with something when it doesn't work yet. Hopefully the firmware updates will happen shortly, although the sales rep had absolutely no information on even an approximate time frame. But to me, it seems the only people who are actually in a good position to buy the Smart Controller are either YouTube reviewers who just want to review it for their channel, or people that are about to buy their first Mavic 2 Pro or Mavic Zoom, where they can actually choose the Smart Controller as one of the options instead of the standard controller. And admittedly, that is a much cheaper way of doing it. It's only $400 or £430 that way. Everyone else? Well, I'm kind of guessing that existing Mavic 2 owners aren't necessarily going to be going out in their droves to spend an extra $600, £580 on this new controller, unless they really have a burning desire for its solid feel and that super bright screen. And on that, I've got no doubt that anyone that has made the decision to go out and buy it is going to love it. But as I said, the point is you've got to be able to make these purchase decisions based on all the facts and all the relevant information. And I don't think all of that information is out there at the moment. Anyway, rant over. Hopefully this has been helpful, and as soon as there is a firmware upgrade or the specs change, I'll let you guys know. But until then, as ever, have fun, happy flying.